God. Sorry, sweetheart. You okay, my darling? There you go. Come on. See if we can get her in. Come on, my sweetheart. I've got some carrot for you, darling. Come on. Yes, I know. You've got those horrible flies around you, haven't you? A little bit closer. A little bit closer. There's a good girl. There you go. Yeah, I know. Those horrible flies, aren't there? No more, I'm afraid. No more. Good girl. Bye. I'm not useful anymore, hey fly. Bye. You're gonna eat some grass around there, are you? Coming back to see us, Fly? Hello. Fly. No, she don't want to see us. Hello, darling. Are you coming over? I don't have any carrots, I'm afraid, my sweets. I don't. Oh no. Sad times. Bye. I love you. I bought this massive cushion. Are you ready for it? It's massive. It's bigger than my dog's. I'm not even kidding. Hello everybody and welcome back to Knitting with Betty. Oh, there's a wasp. That's gone. I'm Betty and today we are out in my lovely garden again. It might be a bit start and stop today because I've got an annoying little sausage dog down here who I think is quite hungry, so he'll probably yap at me at some point and want to be fed. And also I think I put up a short, but we have a new neighbour in the paddock behind my house in the form of a horse. She's called Fly, and she was with us briefly last year for Frankie. She was with us briefly last year for a couple of months, but she had to move fields because it's quite a small paddock behind us, and I think after a while she gets through all the grass, so she went off to another field, but she's come back again and I'm so excited because I love her. So I work from home and it's just so nice to go out in your lunch break and have a little cuddle with a horse. Frankie, what are you doing? It's after my iced tea. So yeah, she might pop along if she hears me talking to myself, because she likes carrots and that's what I think my dog can smell. Oh, I've got some carrots just in case she comes along and gets curious. And as you can tell, the dogs have cottoned onto this fact, and so when we give the horse a carrot, my dogs like to get their carrots as well. But anyway, that's enough about the horse. She may or may not join us. Did I say she's called Fly? So she's actually an ex-race horse and her racing name was Mayfly. But I think she injured her leg, so she can't race anymore and she can't be ridden. So she's just in retirement in the country, I think, which is rather nice, isn't it? But yeah, I thought I'd come outside today as it's returned once more to summer. So yesterday I posted about Halloween tea and right on track, it has come back to summer again. So yesterday was winter, today is summer again, although it's not as hot as it was the other week when I was melting under the heat wave, which is good news. It's returned to a more what's the word I'm looking for? I can't even think today. a more bearable temperature, shall we say. It's about 22, 23 degrees, I think, which, you know, that's comfortable. Not like the 33 degrees of the other week, but there we go. So this week I had my delivery of the cotton yarn, so I'll open up that parcel with you. I've got my Halloween sweater, so I have been working on it because between the heat waves it's been sort of winter. Don't lick me, dog, no. Go on, off you go, horrible dog. Bye. Between all the summer heat waves, we've been having sort of brief spells of wintry weather. So I have started my Halloween sweater just to get going. What else do I have for you? I have a rather exciting cushion. I did go back to TK Maxx because I'm obsessed with their Halloween range. And I bought the most amazing cushion. So I'll show you that. And then to finish up, I have been going through some of my old vintage patterns. So I have been corresponding with a lady called Petra Manos, and she is runs her own YouTube channel as well, so she does vintage knitting. And I watched one of her really early episodes where she'd come across a trawl of I think her patterns were like 1930s to 1950s patterns in like I think it was a thrift store that she found them, and they were like $1 Australian each pattern booklet. And it's like, if anybody knows, if you collect patterns from the 30s, they are so hard to find, and they are really expensive because they're quite scarce. It's the same with vintage clothing. 1930s dresses and things in good condition are quite hard to find, so they're often very expensive. So, but I was given, I think it must have been about 10 or 15 years ago now, a whole collection of vintage patterns from a lady who knew my mum. Her daughter used to work for one of the pattern companies, I think, based on all the patterns in the trawl. She probably worked for Patterns or Patons. I don't know how you say it. Is it Patons or Patterns? Anyway, there were a few Sirdar patterns in there, so maybe it was Sirdar, but she worked for one of the pattern companies, and so she had, I think she'd retired and was getting rid of a lot of patterns, and her mum was like, oh, does your daughter want the vintage ones? And she was like, yeah, yes she does. But most of them were sort of your dodgy 80s, 90s kind of patterns. They were, oh God, sorry sweetheart. You okay, my darling? Here you go. Come on then. See if we can get her in. Come on, my sweetheart. I've got some carrot for you, darling. Come on. Yes, I know. You've got those horrible flies around you, haven't you? A little bit closer, a little bit closer. There's a good girl. There you go. Yeah, I know. Those horrible flies, aren't there? No more, I'm afraid. No more. Good girl. Bye. I'm not useful anymore, hey fly. Bye. You're gonna eat some grass around there, are you? Bless her. So two things happened there. So my iPad decided it was full, so I had to delete some things to make room for a video, and then my horse has turned up and rather beautifully turned her bottom on us, as she often does. I don't know if I'll manage to capture her having her carrot there, but bless her, she's got lots of flies around her because it's so warm. But as I was saying, so mostly the patterns that I received from this lady were this sort of dodgy 80s, 90s kind of patterns. So I think most of the like really dodgy ones I threw away. But yes, I know you're there, thank you, lady. Can you hear her? That's what she does when she wants a carrot. So most of them were those dodgy ones. So I did throw quite a lot of them away. Some of them I sold because you never know what people want. A lot of them were children's patterns, so I think maybe she might have at some point worked in like the children's department. But yeah, I kept some of the good ones, and there were sort of a few sort of late 60s, early 70s kind of patterns that were quite good. And so I got chatting with Petra about this because one of the patterns that, or one of the booklets that I kept was my absolute favourite because it just has the most bonkers 1970s pattern in it that you can think of. The more you look at it, the more it's like, what is going on? And so I just had to show Petra because it was so funny. I've showed all my friends this before because it's like the best pattern ever. I'm gonna get barked at by a dog again. Okay, baby boy. Yeah. Do you want to come up? No? Okay. So are you ready for this, guys? I will pop a picture up if this one doesn't turn out very well, but isn't this just amazing? So you start off with like a balaclava / hood thing, then you go down to a pretty normal jumper. I mean, that's wearable. Then you get to the pantaloons, or they call them knickerbockers, which if you look closely, they actually finish at the knee. So like, are they long johns? Are they like meant to go under things, or is this like an actual country outfit? We just don't know. And then to finish it all off, you've got these wonderful, I like to call them galoshes, but they, I think they've called them over socks. Not entirely sure, because they go over your socks and over your shoes, but galoshes are meant to keep the water off your shoes. So I don't quite know what the purpose of these are. But I just thought this was absolutely magnificent. I just thought, what an outfit. I mean, I want to knit it just for the hilarity of it because it's just amazing. Let's have a look what they call it. So I think this one is off the beaten track. Yep. And they've got over socks. That's what they call over socks. Like, over what? Like, they're over her shoes. Like, she's got shoes on. I don't get it. So that it's got the knickerbockers, the over socks, the jumper that's actually a roll neck, and the hood thing. But it's from this book, the Aran Look, and actually some of the other patterns in it are really nice. Like I like this sort of 1960s dress. Well, I say 1960s, but if you look closely at the lady wearing makeup in the red, I reckon it's very early 70s. And this is booklet number 161, and I've looked up, I tried to look up what date this would have been published, but I couldn't find it anywhere. But I think it was the 157 was like late 60s, like 1967, I think. So to sort of make up for numbers, I reckon early 70s for this booklet. But I am actually going to knit this dress because I like it so much. So I have that Aran tweedy look kind of yarn that I got from Hobbycraft, and I've got it in cream, so I'm going to have a go at knitting this one. So I thought, maybe if you want to knit it too, I do have my Etsy pattern shop, and I'm terrible at updating it because, you know, when you have a job and like home life and things, it can get a bit much, can't it, to like have to update things all the time. So yeah, the microphone's on, I just panicked then. So I have actually scanned this all in and put it into a booklet. Usually on my shop I do like individual patterns, but I don't have time for that, so I'm just doing the whole booklet so I don't have to edit it in anywhere. I can just whack it all in a PDF and then you're done. So if you want to knit along with me, I thought we could have a fun knit along doing a vintage dress together. And it's a nice, hopefully it will be a nice quick knit because it's in Aran, and it's a really pretty little knit. Let me see if I can find the page for it. Might have some slightly different photos. So it's got some gorgeous patterns in here. So this is quite a practical kind of knit with a belt. That's quite cool. This one's nice, a little boat neck. Can you see that there? It's quite cool. Here it is. Ta-da! So it is called Dress for the Country Scene. And it is simply styled, traditional stitches, classic polo neck and belted for fashion. So yeah, I thought if anybody else wants to knit along with me, we can try and do some sort of knit along. I thought that would be fun. So I will pop this in my Etsy shop. I don't know how much I'll charge for it, but it will only be a few pounds, I think, because I want to make it affordable for people. But yeah, there's some great. Obviously, you can knit the knickerbockers if you like, or the galoshes, or over socks. Sorry. These ones are quite nice as well. These are quite wearable. So yeah, it's a really nice little booklet. So I'll get that up on my Etsy shop by the time I've edited and uploaded this video, so that you can knit along with me. So next time I'll probably explain a little bit more about the knit along. It's just a really informal, just knitting the same pattern together kind of thing, and we can share pictures. I think you can do that now on YouTube. I think they're rolling that out, where in the community tab you can do more interactive things, hopefully. But if not, then we'll do it on Instagram or something, so that it's a bit easier. So that's that. I will open my cotton yarn from Lovecraft. So I accidentally ordered the wrong yarn from Lovecraft. So they don't have, in the cotton range, they don't have that wider range of colours. And so when I went to order my cotton yarn, I was quite surprised that, they must have restocked overnight. They've got loads of colours. But actually, I'd ordered the wrong yarn. I'd ordered just acrylic yarn, not the cotton. So when it came, I was like, these don't feel right. These feel a bit squishy. And it was the wrong yarn. So I've had to return that and then made another order. So I've got the right yarn now, hopefully. Oh, yes, I do. That's so exciting. All the colours. So I got, peach orange, which I thought would go quite nicely with this orange, which is blood orange. So I'm going to make, for friends, for Christmas, I'm going to make some shopping bags for them. So hopefully they don't watch this. I have told them to watch this, but hopefully they're not seeing this. If you are, just ignore what I'm saying. So make the sort of two-tone shopping bags for them. So it should get, out of 50 gram, you get one bag. So do two tones, I should get two tones, if that makes sense. So I got what was that? Sorry, blood orange and peach orange, which go quite nicely. And I quite like that kind of almost clashy kind of thing. You see, a bit out in the sunshine maybe for you to see, because I've put the parasol up because it is a little bit sunny. So I'll pop them in the sun so you can kind of get to see the colours better. This is a nice one, this pale blue. This is duck egg blue. I've got a range of blues. Range of blues and range of green. So this one is dolphin blue, duck egg blue, and then deep sea blue. So maybe, a three-tone maybe. That would be quite exciting, wouldn't it? So I can have these two together, or these two together, or these two together. So they're quite pretty. And then the last lot, some greens and a grey, because I just thought grey goes with everything. That is Stormy Grey. And then these greens for one of my friends who likes green is pine green and lime green. So I'll put these in the sunshine so that you can actually see the colours. Hopefully the horse won't come along and think they're food. It's the grey. That is your duck egg. That is your deep sea blue, and then the dolphin blue. Ooh, there you go. Can sort of see those, hopefully. Oh no, my chair's hiding me. There we go. There we go. Hopefully you can see that. But yeah, they should make really nice gifts. And I'm sure I put the pattern link to my friend who did the pattern last time, but I'll put it in the comments again just in case. And again, her patterns are really affordable, so you can just buy the one pattern and get crocheting for people for Christmas. So that's my Lovecraft. So I have actually got a checklist here because I missed out a lot of stuff last time that I've got to mention. So yeah, I have mentioned the horse. Let me take off my list. We've got the horsey, Aran Look booklet, we've got the cotton, and so rather excitingly, someone put me up on their Instagram account, and so I had quite a flurry of new followers in the last sort of couple of weeks. So I'd like to welcome you all. I did a little community post for you to introduce yourselves and let me know where you're from and what you're knitting. So welcome. Let me make sure I get them from the right places. So we had Anna from Poland and Cindy from Belgium, so we're quite the international lot here, as well as Petra from Australia, and I know there's a couple of others from Australia, and I know we've got some American friends and even Canadian friends as well. So welcome to everybody. If you want to introduce yourself in the community tab and let us know who you are and where you're from. It's always lovely to meet fellow knitting enthusiasts. I hope some of you might do the knit along as well. So I had to mention my new friends, because I consider you all friends now. Then one thing I forgot to tell you about last time was I've been finding it quite difficult this summer to get into any good TV series. So I've got like lots of box sets of like old TV series that I watch over and over again that I love, that are like vintage series. But like trying to find a new TV series that's sort of vintagey vibes is quite difficult, I find, these days. There's not that many being made at the moment. I don't know if it's sort of fallen out of fashion in the TV world. But I did actually come across a really good new TV series that I just had to tell you about. So the reason that I'm loving this new series is, one, it's absolutely amazing acting. Two, the story is incredible, even though it's based on a true story, but I think it has been what I like to call Hollywoodified, in that it's loosely based on a true story, shall we say. Like, how much is made up by the TV crews to make it more interesting, we will never know, but it is based on a true story. And what was the third reason? Oh yeah, the third reason that it's amazing is because it's based around like normal everyday people. So the knitwear that's included in the series is really, really wearable and really good. So there's so many pieces that I've seen the lead character wearing that I want to knit because she just looks so stylish. And they're just really practical, great everyday kind of knits. But it's called, oh, let me get this right, A Small Light. And it is the true story behind the lady called Miep Gies, who hid the Franks in Amsterdam during the Second World War. So everybody's aware of the Anne Frank story. It's quite a well-told story. There's been countless TV adaptations, film adaptations, books, you name it. I feel that story's been done quite well and done to death almost. But this series is great because it's kind of flipping it in that it's Miep's story. So her and her husband Jan lived in Holland, and I think they were Christian, but they weren't religious in any way, but they helped to hide the Frank family, as well as the dentist Dr. Pfeffer, and what was the other family called? Van somethings. I can't remember, but she hid them for the duration of the war, not the duration, for a short amount of time before they were discovered. And she every day brought them food. She got you know, books for them, things for them to write with, all during really difficult times where it was difficult enough to get food for themselves, let alone like for 8 other people that they were hiding, and not sort of be flagged up to authorities. Why are you buying so much food for just, you know, you and your husband? So it's a really incredible story, and I thought I knew this story because I swear I downloaded and listened to a book written not by Meep but by someone who interviewed her and sort of told her story. But I couldn't remember like how it went, sort of thing. Like, everyone knows what the story is, but I couldn't remember like what went on in the book, and it's because I'd only put the book in my Audible wish list. I hadn't actually bought it and downloaded it, so now I have bought it and downloaded it and starting to listen to it, and it's really good. So I don't know how true the TV series is to real life, but yet anyway. But yeah, it's just such a refreshing sort of point of view, and sort of seeing, we haven't really been told that story before other than with this book, which I'll put a link to as well if you want to read that book. So for that reason, and obviously because of the vintage knits as well, I thought I've got to mention it to everyone because I'm sure you'll enjoy watching it as I have. I think it's because I don't have Netflix or any of the like streaming channels. I just have Sky TV, so it's on a Sky channel. It could be like UK TV Play or Drama or Alibi, one of those kind of weird satellite kind of channels, but maybe I should look that up and put it in the comments for you. But if you want to watch it, just Google it, I'm sure it will come up. I don't know how you're watching in foreign countries, but there we go. But you might want to look it up and have a little watch of it because I really enjoyed it. I've seen 6 episodes. I don't know how many episodes there are, to be honest. I don't know if it's still ongoing, but I'll have to look. Because most like British series are only like 6 or 8 episodes at the most. Like a lot of American TV series are like 22 episodes, which is crazy long. But in the UK, we don't have any money for that, so there's usually only like a few episodes. So I'd hope there's 8, or maybe they've left it open for a second series. There's only 6 episodes. But yeah, that's also another thing. Like, we all know what happens. So is there really going to be a second series? Like, I'm not sure how they're telling the story, how much they go into, sort of thing, whether they get discovered or not, or whether they have left it open for another series. But I hope they have, because I'm really enjoying it. And the main actress who plays Meep is absolutely amazing. She's really good in the role, and I'm sure I've seen her before in other things, but I can't quite place her. But yeah, it's a very good series, so that's one to watch for you. Back to knitting stuff. So because it has been sort of crazy changeable weather recently, I have at times been in the sort of autumny Halloween mood, and I mentioned I went back to TK Maxx because I just love looking through all the joy. But I did buy one thing that was absolutely amazing, and I've matched with it today unknowingly. But I bought this massive cushion. Are you ready for it? It's massive. It's bigger than my dogs. I'm not even kidding. This is the third attempt of me filming this section because my microphone kept dying, so I've put my separate backup microphone. Hopefully it's not going to conk out halfway through like the others have. So I think where I left off, I was cuddling my huge ghosty cushion from TK Maxx. Yeah, I had to show you that because it's just so much fun. I mean, I didn't really need it, but it was huge, and I just, as soon as I saw it, it was bright pink as well, so I had to buy it. And I did inadvertently match with my Barbara Cartland dress, which I bought last year, which is a lovely pink dress. So I had to show you that. So the last thing I have to show you is my Halloween knit. So I think I was saying before the microphone conked out. Oh, hello. You're coming back to see us, Flash? Hello. Hello. No, she don't want to see us. Hello, darling. You're coming over. I don't have any carrots, I'm afraid, my sweets. I don't. Oh no. Sad times. Bye. I love you. Bye. She only comes over for the carrots, I swear. She tolerates me giving her a scratch every now and again. But anyway, so yeah, the weather has been a little bit crazy in the UK these past few weeks. So we kind of oscillate between a heat wave or winter. There is no sort of in between, and it can be winter one day and then summer the next day, and you don't get like any kind of respite in between. It's one or the other. Today is summer, yesterday was winter, so it does mean that I have been thinking more towards autumn and sweater season and sort of knits for getting me through the colder weather. And so I had started, the last time we met, I had started my Boneyard Sweater, and I've got this far, which is pretty impressive. So this is knitted in Susan Crawford yarn, and she uses 100% British breed wool. So the one thing I have to say about this is British wool I really want to love it, because I love that whole ethos of you know, getting things locally, and it was a really big industry in the UK. But my problem with British wool is, one, it's really warm, and I am one of those people that is always warm, so I don't need an extra layer in the form of a warm jumper. But yeah, I find it a little bit itchy, so I know there are some people who say, oh rubbish, British wool isn't itchy, but I do find it quite itchy, so I don't like having it next to my skin. So I will always wear like a t-shirt or like not a thermal vest, but like a vest underneath it, so that it doesn't touch directly next to my skin. But that does mean, you know, you've got one layer of t-shirt and then you've got extremely warm British wool. It can get a little bit toasty, and I've been worrying because in October it's often quite nice weather in the UK. We often have an Indian summer, so sort of September, October time can be quite nice weather. So I don't know how much wear I'm going to get out of this with being an eternally warm person. So hopefully I will get lots of wear, but last winter was really mild, so I only got to wear my woolies, like my woolen jumpers, like once or twice because it was just so hot. Well, not hot, but it was a really mild and wet winter last winter. So I don't know how much I'm going to wear this, but I am the kind of person that would wear this during like January, February time, so maybe I will get some wear out of it. But yeah, I'm really impressed with how fast this has been going. So the last time we met, I had just done the top yoke bit down to where the colourwork starts, and I was waiting for my Susan Crawford yarn for the colourwork to be delivered, which it was, and I very excitedly got on with it, and it went so fast. And I think colourwork always goes a little bit faster because I find I want to sort of get onto the next bit to reveal the pattern, and it's quite sort of addictive, so you just want to go for it kind of thing. But yeah, I really love this design, and I just think it's such a clever little design. So I know you can get computer patterns that help with like the sizing and like layout of yoke work and colour work and things, but I just think it's so clever because it starts off up here with a skinny little skull, and then the shaping is integrated into the shape of the skeleton. So as you go along, it gets bigger and wider as you need that extra room around the shoulders and around the bust. So I just think, wow, how do you think of those things? It's such a clever design and a really pretty one. So well done to Telly Bean Knits for being so clever and getting such a beautiful design. I think it's so cute. And look at the little ghosts on the cuff. I mean, come on, that's just adorable, isn't it? Little ghosties. So I just have to, I've literally got to the part where I need to cast off this cuff, And then that's that sleeve done. Then all I need to do is pick up a couple of stitches here and join on this sleeve, and then I'll be done. And I think I'll do that quite quickly. I think the sleeve took me about 3 or 4 days to do. It's really, really quick knit, and because it is that sort of chunkier yarn. Did I actually say like a few minutes ago? If I have, I will edit this bit out. But this yarn for me, it is a double knit, but I find it quite lofty. So this is loftier than, I've used 2 types of yarn in this. This is the Barn range, the orange and the grey of the colour work at the top and the bottom here. That is from the Barn range, and this was Exlana North, which is, again, it's double knit, but it's slightly smoother. It's not as lofty as the orange and grey stuff. So to me, this does seem, it's quite thick, like it looks more of an Aran to me than a double knit. So for example, how double knits vary. This cotton is double knit. I mean, this is a lot smoother yarn and a lot twistier. And this is quite twisty, but if you look at the difference in thickness of the 2 double knits, where are we? You can see this one, the Susan Crawford one, is a lot chunkier. But that, I'm not mad at that. Like, I know there's, you know, different variations between different yarns and different yarn companies and like different fibres. So I'm not complaining about that at all. But it means that this knit, it was like my Aran skater jumper that I did. It was a very, very quick knit. So I have managed in the time, I think, when did I film the last one? Maybe about 2 or 3 weeks ago. In that time, I have been able to do pretty much nearly a whole jumper, which is impressive for a slow knitter. And it's definitely going to be done in time for Halloween, which is great. So I'm really, really happy with that. I love the yarn, and it has actually, as I've been working with it, it has been getting softer. So hopefully it won't be too itchy. I feel like more itchy around my like neck area because that gets quite warm. But I think once I block it, I blocked the gauge swatch and it did soften up the fibre. So I think the more you work with it, the more you wash it, it should soften up, hopefully, and not be quite so itchy as British wool is. But I really want to love British wool. Does anyone else feel the same as me? Like, I know that like there are those 2 camps. Like, you either love that kind of scratchy wool or you hate it, and I'm more towards this side. But I am trying to love it, and I'm trying to cope with the itchiness. But hopefully I'll get lots of wear out of it because I just love the design. So that's all of my knits and things and updates for this week, or this couple of weeks. I know it's been a while. I have been very slow at the moment. But I will get that pattern up, or that pattern booklet rather, up on Etsy. So if you do want to knit along with me, you can, and I'll sort of explain a little bit more next time how we can do it, because I haven't thought about that yet. So I'll think about it and then let you know what's going on. But yeah, in the meantime, if you want to let me know where you're from and how you discovered my channel, I'd love to know. Whether it was that mysterious Instagram post or however else you found me. Yeah, so you can do that either in the comments below, or you can do it in the community tab with my little introduction post where Anna and Cindy, that's a great name, have posted about what they're knitting as well. So you can do it in either the comments or the community tab. It doesn't really matter to me. But in the meantime, have a great few weeks of knitting, and I hope to see you soon.